the next project with the old project. And yeah, we're gonna try to get this thing out of here and get it loaded up. Well, after sweating, pushing, struggling, four-wheelers, anything and everything to get this thing in here, we finally got it in here. So I got the hood popped here. I just done some looking. Looks like they might have some power steering issues. So this is Dollar General high quality power steering fluid. There's power steering fluid in it, but I'm checking the oil and it don't really look like there's any oil in here. So hopefully that's not a problem. Oh, it's about a quart low. Not bad. Runnable. Check the transmission fluid here. Oh yeah, there's a lot of blood on that stick there. So maybe the transmission's not the problem. I mean, it smells like more like gear oil than it does anything. It doesn't stink or burn or anything like that. But we went ahead and got the cheapest battery possible put in here straight from Real King. And when we were out there might be in the video somewhere that we cranked it over. It cranks, and I think the engine might have been a touch on the seized side because the starter and flywheel made a hell of a racket. And now it cranks over fine, but the fuel gauge is empty, so I don't know if it's not getting fuel, or I don't know if the fuel pump's not working. So we're gonna dive into that. But yeah, it's in here. We're gonna start, see if we can get this thing running, see if it's worth our purchase. So go from there. All right, now flip it forward. Hear that? We got fuel pumpage, and it is definitely empty. So we either got a blown fuel line, hole in the fuel tank, or somebody did us a favor and parked this thing empty. Maybe that's why they parked it. So I'm gonna see if we got a couple gallons of gas. If not, we're gonna run up and get some, and we're gonna let the old girl drink on some gas and see if it'll start. Hopefully it starts on the gas we put in it, and hopefully we don't have to feed her down the intake. But if we gotta do that, we gotta do that. If we gotta run fuel lines, so be it. I mean, there's rubber hose everywhere, so that's what it will do probably for now. So got some leftover fuel from the Monte Carlo. We got a couple gallons of 87 here, maybe premium, whatever we had left over. Just give her a little splash just in case it leaks. This thing will be running good making all the horsepower. So. By the way, don't spend money on VP Racing jugs. Go to your old Tractor Supply or Rural King. They're just as good, if not better, in my opinion, and they're about half the price. So let this girl drink up and we'll get back with you. Well, we put 3 gallons of fuel in it. We can hear it priming up. Just don't know if it's not getting up here just yet or whatnot. We're gonna tinker with it a little bit and we're gonna try it. So stay tuned. Got like 60 psi oil level. Sounds good. He's a little bit. Smoking back there. Getting an LS motor, folks. That trans is good. Hopefully tomorrow when it's daylight, just in case something happens, we can get somebody to help us. But we're gonna take it for a spin up the road, see if it's got all them gears. We at least need 4. And if the trans is good, I'm gonna do the cheapest LS swap I can in this thing for now, just to get Mama on the road. And we'll go from there. Give you guys an update on where that's coming from now that we got it up here in our teeth. So there's oil everywhere. Look up there. See right there? Yep, that's definitely a hole. And you see that right there? That's a hole. If you look up beside these oil cooler lines, there's a hole right there. And yeah, so there's 3 holes. I lied. There's not 4, there's 3. But other than that, this thing is freaking minty fresh under here. Like stock exhaust. Look at that frame. That's factory undercoating still on it. I mean, it's got some surface rust in that area and whatnot, but this thing is like nothing's really wore out. Oh, it's got torsion bar stablers. I guess I've never seen that before. Still, it's kind of crazy. Factory exhaust isn't even rotted. We did find a little bit of a surprise to us back here. Well, there's a spare tire, but it was leaning a little bit, and I think I found out why. Leaf spring decided it wanted to leave it, but I was talking to the girlfriend. We wanted to lower this thing anyways, and we might just take that leaf spring off instead of finding new ones, because I still think it'll be fine. And this thing probably ain't gonna get hooked to a trailer. I mean, we got all these other vehicles. If anything, it'll get hooked to a small trailer and maybe haul a 1,500, 2,000 pound side by side. So we'll probably just delete those. Hell, maybe we take that one out and we leave the overload on it. Maybe that'll give us an inch of drop, and then we can still do drop shackles, and we still got the overload if we're hauling heavy. But if we're light, it might ride better. I don't know. I might have to do some research. If you guys have ever done any weird stuff with leaf springs, let me know. I know back in the old days it wasn't a big deal to take a spring or two out to lower it or raise it or whatever. So yeah, it's up in our teeth. This thing is, I mean, this is the worst part right here, and it's literally just bubbles. Like, you can make a hole there if you wanted to, but I'm not going to. Up here is, that stuff is pretty well fine. It looks like might be, well, no, it's clean. There's nothing, no rust up there. There's this right here, a couple little bubbles, but like, you couldn't make a hole here if you tried. Maybe right there. But this other side is spotless. Like, you could get a buffer down here and polish that. There's not an ounce of rust down here. So I think we definitely did a score. I know we did find out the engine's blown up, but it ran, it drove. Transmission's decent. Like I said, I think we're gonna put together our heads, put some ideas together, some options together, see what's the cheapest, what's the easiest, and what's the best, and go from there. So if you guys got any ideas of what you might want to see, we might take that in consideration. But if it's not what we want to do, we probably won't take it into consideration. So talk to us, see what we can come up with. The next video you see on this, we're either gonna one try to drive it, two clean it up for sure, because it's been sitting for 13 years now. Last insurance card, I said 10, it's 13. I just remembered. Last insurance card in this thing that was good for inspection sticker was 2010. It's almost 2024, so 13, 14 years at a minimum. So that was most likely water in the oil pan instead of oil, but who cares? So, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, or don't. It'd be greatly appreciated if you did, though.